Hi, I'm Linda Zurin, and we're going to have a conversation today with Ron Beaty, who's running for County Commissioner, the Barnstable County Commissioner. So thank you very much for being here today.
Thank you, Linda. Nice to be here.
Why don't you just give us a little background and information about yourself before we go on to the role that you want to play.
Okay. First of all, I guess I should tell your audience I'm a 55-year-old married, native-born Cape Codder. I've lived here my entire life. I'm a real estate manager in a family real estate rental and sales business. Mm-hmm. I am also a fairly prominent community activist on a countywide and local basis. I've been involved in a number of different issues involving county government, mm-hmm. As well as municipal government on the Cape.
You have a couple of degrees.
I have a Master of Science degree in Administrative Studies from Boston College, mm-hmm. as well as a Master of Education in Educational Technology. I at one point was teaching at Cape Cod Community College as a computer applications instructor, but that was quite some time ago.
And you're married?
Yeah, I've been married for 22 years to my wonderful wife, Shonda, who is a nurse practitioner and a nursing instructor.
And I've met her, so she is very sweet.
Thank you.
You've had probably more interest in county government than anyone I know. Do you know how that developed, or why you seem to care so much about what's going on at the county level?
A number of years ago, off and on, I've had some interaction with the county government. Probably initially it had to do with the Cape Cod Commission when it first came into being about 25 years ago. Mm-hmm. At that point in time, there was a Cape-wide initiative and referendum to create the Cape Cod Commission, which is a land use planning and regulatory agency. A lot of people are not they may have heard of it, but they're not quite sure what it does. Mm-hmm. And over the years, it's had from time to time, there's controversies involving that agency. So from time to time, I've felt that I've had to fight against one project or another that they were becoming overly burdensome on, and but that's come and gone. I've also been involved in a number of other issues. The Cape wastewater issue that we've had a few years ago. There was a movement to create a Cape-wide wastewater authority similar to the MWRA up in Boston, so we fought against that successfully. And the Cape Cod Commission, along with some other agencies, including the EPA and the State Department of Environmental Protection, have created what's called a 208 wastewater update, which is the water quality plan for this region. So that has now been accomplished. I had some involvement in giving public comment on that, and also keeping an eye as a sort of government watchdog, not only over the Cape Cod Commission, but also other aspects of county government. I've also been involved, there was an issue to do with a county a county Bill of Rights effort that came into being earlier this spring. We successfully fought against that, along with some other activists and also County Commissioner Leo Kokunis. That was something that really went outside the boundaries of the county charter allows for the county government. There was also, unfortunately, an effort which succeeded to raise the county deeds excise tax as a mechanism to balance the budget, which was in a shambles because the county had outspent itself for various reasons. And so due to the vote of mainly the current chairperson and vice chairperson, they pushed through a deeds excise tax increase. And unfortunately now people will have to be paying more taxes.
So there aren't too many county governments in the state of Massachusetts. So what do you think the major role is of county government?
You are absolutely correct. Back in the 90s and the early 2000s, the majority of county governments in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts were abolished. There are currently now only 6. I believe it's Nantucket, Dukes County, of course, Barnstable County, Plymouth, and Bristol and Norfolk County are the only ones that remain. Barnstable County government is probably the most robust and strongest county government that's left. We're the only ones that have what's called a bicameral structure in our government. We have both an executive branch, which is the county commissioners, and a legislative branch, which is the Assembly of Delegates. It's sort of like the executive branch of the federal government and the Congress,
right,
to some degree. The purpose of county government, you'll get different viewpoints. It's multifaceted. It's to both assist the 15 municipalities of Cape Cod with services that they ordinarily might not be able to take on their own because of the cost.
right,
And the county government can lend a hand by combining purchasing power or getting involved in assisting and giving assistance anywhere from planning and planning aspects, like from the Cape Cod Commission, or helping with our county health department can go out and help give lend a hand giving vaccinations, or actually some of the towns even use the county health department to do their inspections for them, because it's just a lot cheaper for them to do it that way. Other areas the county government is useful is helping to improve the lives of the residents of the Cape directly in various ways. For example, there is a septic loan program, so if somebody has to go out and either have a new septic system put in, it's either a no interest or a very low interest loan that is provided to them to help to have this system installed. So, it's actually quite widespread. There's also a county dredge. If a town is got a harbor, for example, our county dredge at very low cost to what it otherwise would cost the town will go out and dredge out the channel for that harbor. So there's a number of other areas as well, but it would take forever to explain it.
What would be your priority as a county commissioner?
If I'm elected as a county commissioner, I have some overarching principles that I would go by. First of all, I believe that we should always have limited government. You should not let government take over control of your life, which sometimes it has a tendency to do. I believe in fiscal responsibility, lower taxes, transparency and accountability, and also protecting the public interest. I am a big open meeting law advocate. People may have read at various times complaints that I've filed. They may have read about them in the newspaper. I filed complaints against some county agencies like the Cape Cod Commission, and succeeded in having the Attorney General's office find in my favor, and so that they have to revamp in how they run their meetings, so that they can't do things behind closed doors or in secret. I've also bagged a couple boards of selectmen and some other school committees, whatnot. So again, that's the government watchdog aspect of my involvement as a community activist on the Cape. If you want to get to specifics, I would do a review of the departments and the various committees and commissions that have come into being over the course of a number of years in a sort of patchwork fashion that have come into being in county government, to review what's no longer needed. Some of them have outgrown their usefulness. Some of them have experienced what's called mission drift or mission creep in their original purpose. They've already achieved their original purpose, and now they want to propagate their own existence, so they have gone into other areas that are just really needlessly spending taxpayer dollars. So we need to have a comprehensive review of everything going on in county government, keep what is good, and get rid of the fluff that may still be there.
Or move it to another agency.
Or we could merge it, right? I have some very specific areas, but I won't get into the specifics right now. But for example, there's one agency that could be merged into our county health department very easily at great savings. And then finally, I look to roll back that deeds excise tax increase, because people may not realize it, but Barnstable County, Cape Cod, already had the highest county taxes in the entire state. and it became even higher with this latest deeds excise tax increase. So I hope to roll back that tax increase, reduce county government where necessary, and put things back on track.
Thank you. Before we have a few minutes left, so before we do anything else, I'd just like to ask you what qualities you have that would make you the perfect candidate.
Well, I think that I have a great deal of experience in county government. I think I know what I'm talking about. I know many of the people who are active in county government, from the current county commissioners to a number of the county legislators that sit on the Assembly of Delegates. I interact with the county administrator. I get along with him well. So I have that. I also am coming from, at the same time, I'm coming from the outside. I'm not an entrenched politician. I do believe in the public interest, and I try to act as a public advocate whenever and wherever possible, and I will continue to do that if elected as a Barnstable County Commissioner. That'll be my first and foremost priority, is to represent the people of Barnstable County, not the interest of government or the special interests that seem to have creeped in to take some control over it in recent years.
I do know that about you, that you think of others, and I would expect you to be the same in a position as a county commissioner, that you don't have any self-interest in wanting this job, except that you're making county government better for others. You have no monetary reason or fame or glory or anything else that
if I want
selfish.
If I want public attention, I can get that without being an elected official. Actually, it's going to make things tougher to be elected to office, because I will also have to adhere to the open meeting law. At this point in time, I can communicate whenever I want to, for example, with County Commissioner Kokunis, and because there's only 3 county commissioners, and there are 2 positions open right now, I will only be able to communicate with my fellow commissioners for the most part in formal meetings. And because you're not allowed under the open meeting law to discuss county business unless you're in an officially sanctioned and noticed meeting. So that might make it a little bit tougher, but I see it being quite doable.
Well, thank you very much for having this conversation today. We just have a couple of minutes. I would like to add that I think you're one of the most honest people that I've met, and you're very straightforward when you talk to people. I don't know anyone else who has any more knowledge of county government who's running for office than you do. You do your homework, you do your research, and I think those are a couple of qualities that people who are in office really need. And so if people want to help you with your campaign, or they want to donate, do you have a website or a Facebook book page? Or
certainly, I have a number of ways that people could communicate with me. First of all, I think it needs to be pointed out, I am a Republican candidate for Barnstable County Commissioner. And so if you want to communicate with me, my website is www.ronbeaty.com. That's RONBEATY.com. You can email me at ronbeaty@gmail.com, or you can call me at 508-685-2921, and I'm also on Facebook. So I think those are a number of different ways that people can contact me.
And I think you also have some signs or material in some of the Mass Victory offices. I believe there's one in Centerville.
There is a GOP Mass Victory office located at the Bell Tower Mall in Centerville, right next to the 99 restaurant. And I have signs, bumper stickers, and information, campaign literature available there as well.
And is there anything else that you would just like to say for about 30 seconds before we have to close?
There is a primary election on September 8th. I would like people to vote for me. However, my understanding, I will also be going directly to the ballot on November 8th. So that is the most important election. And if people would kindly vote for me, then I would appreciate it. I will do the best job possible. And we need new leadership and change in county government, and I will certainly provide that.
Thank you so much, and thank you for your service.
Thank you.